If you're running a B2B SaaS or an agency, you've probably been told that Meta ads are a waste of money, that Facebook and Instagram are only for B2C companies, and that LinkedIn is the only way to reach serious buyers. Well, over the past 7 years, I've worked with over 50 B2B SaaS companies and agencies, and I can tell you that is completely wrong. In fact, just last month, one of my clients, technologymatch.com, closed 35,000 of net new business on just 6,000 spent on Meta ads. So today I'm going to show you the exact data that proves that Meta works for B2B, how to target enterprise buyers economically, and why your cost per qualified demo can be 5 to 10 times cheaper than LinkedIn. And the best part, you can start testing this without needing a massive ad budget. So let's dive in. Now, one of the common things I keep hearing is that my buyers aren't on Facebook, Meta is for B2C and impulse buys only, and LinkedIn is the only serious B2B channel. Well, that is factually incorrect. In fact, some of you are probably here because you saw one of my ads and booked a call with me, and then I sent you this video through a link on your email. So that alone proves it's working. But the reality is B2B decision makers spend 70% more time on Facebook than the average users. That is according to Facebook research. Then 70% of B2B buyers use Facebook for research before purchasing. And they aren't there to buy, but they're there to discover. People are on Facebook, like if you think about it, like we are 9 billion across the planet, right? And then the Facebook users are about 3 to 4 billion, something like that. You want to convince yourself that out of these 3 to 4 billion, your decision makers aren't there because they're the other half. But in fact, through the funnels that I've built for clients, what I'm seeing is I'm able to book sales directors working at companies doing $500 million annually. And so if that person is there, like believe that everybody else is there. What is the crux of the issue here? Most people are treating Meta as a checkout page, really. Like they are hoping, okay, I will just run an ad to my homepage and people will magically sign for my product and activate themselves because, I have all of that dialed in. Some of you do. That is very, very few companies, especially if you're in SaaS or running an agency. What you have to realize, Meta is really, imagine it like a river. You want to redirect part of the stream towards you. Like in order for the stream to reach you, you have to make the path as well. You don't just redirect and it goes to you because it can go anywhere. Like you have to design the path so that stream comes to you. And that is what most people are missing whenever they're running ads on Facebook. They just treat it as a checkout page and they don't really have a designed way for that stream to go to them. The truth is, Meta is used as a discovery platform and it should be treated as such. And so what that tells you is after they discover your solution, then naturally they go into research mode. This is why you don't treat it as a checkout page. Because whenever they are researching, they just naturally want more information about your product or service. They want to understand who you are and all of that jazz. In my world, this is called a conversion mechanism or a funnel, in other words. After people click on your ad, they go to a page. What you do there matters a lot. Like how you convert them from somebody who has an initial interest to somebody has an actual desire for your product. This is what the conversion mechanism does. And this is what you should have in order to find success converting decision makers on the Meta platform. I would also argue you need the same thing for LinkedIn, by the way. And then once people are converted, they opt in for a sales call most of the time. Or like if you have a low ticket product there, they will opt in for that. So whatever the purchase criteria is, you can convert them. The key takeaway here is that leads from Meta often have higher intent because they've done their homework, because they've been through the research phase. You've actually done the heavy lifting for them, you've helped them do that, and now when they're on the sales call with you, they're very likely to close. That is how my clients are closing. Meta versus LinkedIn, the cost of attention. So here I've put some data, like I think everybody knows that LinkedIn in general is more expensive than Meta. The data I've found here is the average cost per click on LinkedIn is between $8 to $15 per click. And the average CPM is 100 plus. And on Meta, it's like, 1 to 2 and the CPM is less than 10. This will change depending on your funnel, but in general, you will find it is way more expensive to run ads on LinkedIn just to achieve the same things. What most people get wrong here is that you cannot target the right decision makers on Meta. If you've been into the business manager on Meta, like you've seen, you can't really tell it, okay, I want exactly this job title, exactly this employee size, and all of these good things that you can actually do on LinkedIn. Like you just cannot do that, which is part of the reason why LinkedIn is more expensive. But let's say you are able to target exactly who you want. You can do that on Meta. I'm about to show you how. You target the right people, you send traffic somewhere, but then you haven't created the path that they need in order to, to convert them. I'm saying you're eventually running into the same problem. It's just you're acquiring the front end traffic for more expensive. On Meta, there is a difference in terms of how you target the right people. You have to understand Meta is a billion-dollar company, and it's been staying a billion-dollar company for a reason. If people were not making money on Meta, if they were not able to target exactly who they want to be targeting, Meta wouldn't be a billion-dollar company nowadays. Meta is here because it's making people money. It's making businesses money. You as a business wanting to target other businesses, you can make money on Meta. It just comes down to skill and know-how. With LinkedIn, it's very easy whenever you go into their campaign manager and like you can literally tell it, okay, I want to target these people, and that's why they charge you more money. On Meta, it is a bit different in terms of how you target those people, because the algorithm is so sophisticated already. You don't need to tell it exactly who you want to speak to. All you have to do is create your ads in such a way that they speak to a very specific person. And then you let the algorithm do the heavy lifting. What they force you to do is to be actually good at marketing. Even on LinkedIn, you still have to follow the same guidelines. You still have to speak to a very specific person. You are not doing anything different here. It's just the way to target the right people is a bit different because you're letting an algorithm do its work. There are 3 ways you can be very specific. In general, I'm running 3 campaigns whenever I'm running ads for clients. And for myself, honestly, I do an interest targeting where if you go on Meta, you kind of suggest different interests that your target audience would be interested in. So, if you're targeting SaaS companies, it could be, SaaS, it could be a specific software that your customers are using like Salesforce, HubSpot. It could be a business publication. It could be like a million things. All this does is it gives the Meta algorithm suggestions on what people you want in your funnel. And if your messaging is good enough, you will actually get those people. And the other thing you can do is run lookalike audiences. If you have a list of, say, 1,000 to 10,000 people who you've worked with, so past customers, you can create a lookalike audience on Meta and tell it, find me other people like that. And so Meta will do that for you, and then it will show your ads to people who are very similar to the people that have already purchased from you. You can do the same on LinkedIn. It's just on Meta. It's just cheaper. You get more bang for your buck. On LinkedIn, you need higher budgets. In order to do the same thing, you can do on Meta. The other thing is you can retarget people through warm audiences. Let's say people who have seen at least 50% of a video ad. You can retarget them with something else, and now you're getting more granular. One more thing which I haven't mentioned here is you can literally run a broad campaign, meaning you just leave the algorithm do its job, find the people that you are speaking to. Those are some of the campaigns which are most successful to me personally. Like, I'm just creating the message in such a way that it speaks to a very specific person. By the time they see it, the algorithm has realized, okay, this is the actual person you want to speak to. I'm just gonna show the ads to those people, and it works flawlessly. You're not putting anything in the targeting apart from target people who are, let's say, over 25 years and speak English. And that's it. That's the only thing I'm putting, and I'm finding huge success. Do Meta ads work for B2B? Honestly, the short answer is like absolutely yes. By now, you should know exactly why this is the case. And the crux of the issue is they work only if you use them correctly. If you're treating Meta ads as a checkout page, honestly, if you do the same for LinkedIn, like you will just not find success. You will just pay more for the traffic and you will still get the same result. Question is like, if you want more bang for your buck, go with Meta. It's just like that much better. And also, like, I would argue there is less business noise in there in general. It's easier to stand out as long as your ads are actually good, which is, you know, it's another topic in and out of itself. The goal here is to create awareness, educate your market, and fill your pipeline with high potential customers at a cost that other platforms just cannot match. It's literally what it is. Hopefully that helps clear out some of the confusion on if I should go with LinkedIn, Meta, or something else. If you have any questions that you feel like I can answer, maybe you want me to clarify anything, just drop them in the comments below and I will do my best to respond to them.